Hello guys and welcome back to Knights of the Blackwater. I am Ben. Today we have the round 5 game from the UK Nationals. In this game we have Joel on the right playing Stark, Banner of the Watch, against Steven on the left playing Targaryen Fealty. So both of these are 4-0, and you would think they'd be almost guaranteed a spot in the cut, except Joel currently has a mod win, so if he needs to win either this game or the next game to guarantee making the cut. Steven is on a straight 3 wins, and we have the setup of Khal Drogo, Dora, and a Rose Road. And on Joel's side, we have the Catelyn Stark, the lovely extended art. We have a ranging party, and we have an Ocean Road. So we are on to the first plot phase. Just while they're making up their minds, I'd just like to thank all the Patreon supporters who make this video possible and are going to be helping me improve the equipment in a few months. I'm looking to improve the streaming service I bring and then get some better cameras to Game of Thrones events. So if you are interested in helping the channel, please do check the description below. There is a link to the Patreon there. Any and all help is appreciated. And if you can't help, that is not a problem. Okay, so we have late summer feast, into summer harvest. So I believe Steven said he's chose Joel to go first, and it does look like that with Joel collecting his gold. So good hit there from Steven. He's going to have 12 gold. We have a King's Road put out. So one of the things I'm finding now these days, if I see a King's Road, I immediately assume my opponent is has a is playing Political Disaster, because that's I think the main reason to do that. And Joel plays out a Littlefinger with the King's Road, draws 2 more cards. So this deck from Joel is based on the Washington DC meta that won US Nationals. So it is Stark really only in name. It's really just a Night's Watch deck, rule deck, with stuff like Marriage Pacts, as we've seen there. As a free of, you got Milks, Cravens, just the I'm going to stop you from being able to attack me, I'm going to win with the wall. And that is, I believe, the Ranger at the Wall. That's quite a new card. The 2 cost, military only, and when defending is +2 strength. And Joe's going to sit on, I believe, 1 gold, could be 2. And as I said, that is 2 gold. So we're on to Steven's. So look, Steven's got 12 gold. Not a bad amount to start off with. And Fealty is knelt. And it's going to be a Slaver's Bay. It is. Which is immediately knelt to gain another gold. So a 4 gold spell on a Radishurt's Raider. That's probably not something Joel wanted to see here initially, because that's going to be able to get that Marriage Pact off of Khal. That's unless I think Joel does have a Nightmares in hand. I think I've seen in which indeed we have seen there. So that would not be a bad. That'd probably be a good Nightmares target, because you do not want the Khal Drogo to lose that attachment right now. So we have Rhaegar played out. 5 more gold. He's having a bit of a think here. I do sometimes find if you do hit a big plot to start with, you don't always have enough to spend on, but he clearly does. As we've got Astapor out with 4 gold on it. So that's not good for Joel, who needs to desperately defend this military. He cannot afford Marriage Pact to come off.
Yeah, they're alright. So I don't mind. Well, I don't really want to feed you cards, do I?
So on top of Joel challenges, he's saying doesn't really want to feed cards, so it's probably going to be a quite defensive turn. Normally, if you do play Late Summer Feast, unless you're doing it at Reigns, that first turn can be pretty defensive. So the military coming in for 6. Joel weighing up his options here. So Joel can defend for. Can he redefend for 5? Because obviously Astapor will reduce one of the defenders to 0. Because Steven needs to get that that marriage pact off Cole. So we got Nightmares. I'm not 100% sure what it was played on. Whether it was played on Astapor or was played on Ratchet. Probably imagine it was played on Astapor. So he can fully defend this. I didn't quite hear what he said. So yes, it does look like it was played on Astapor. So Joel fully defends, and now he's just got about an intrigue or a power coming in from Doria. Or Doria, potentially I'm saying that wrong.
So it would actually be reserved.
So an intrigue coming in for Doria. So I believe I could see this actually going unopposed because Joe has a lot of cards in hand. But no, he's going to block it with Cat. And that ends the challenges with, I believe, tie dom. So currently sitting at 0-0. Steven saying it's at reserve. Joel's having to have a think. Can he get rid of a Benjin? Interesting. You'd think you'd want him in there for the to get that power for the military claim. Possibly has another one in hand. Possibly we can't quite see hand. Maybe obviously probably is the worst card there. But that's so an interesting choice. So imagine this is potentially going to be a confiscation. Oh, maybe he's not running confiscation by the looks of that. I think he's not. Yeah, I could not see a confiscation in hand. I can see a 7.
I was thinking like maybe I should article defense like SMC for dot, and then if I draw a clone shift,
so you have Calm over Westeros into building orders. So looks like Joel is going to go first. And what's he going to get here? So Intrigue is named for Calm over Westeros, and now Joel gets to have a look at the top 10 cards of his deck. So we've got Milk. And Milk is taken. Going by Joel's hand just, I don't think I have much choice there. But, you know, Milk's not a bad backup consolidation prize, really, is it? So... and they draw 2 more onto Joel's marshalling. What's he going to do with this 5 gold now?
70 now, yeah. So if you sweep this one, you probably ID to cut.
Yes. We'll see. My strength together's not great.
Yeah. I'll say
Or 6 gold, sorry, 5 gold, sorry, because of Littlefinger.
won't have enough, right?
So the Rosary played out.
If I sweep, then I could ID to 10-4.
So the case is whether Joel decides to put the milk onto Carl, which he does. So that means that's probably, I think that's a very sensible choice there. So now basically the choice here for the Ratchet Raiders is to get rid of one, and we have a Begging Brother put out. So the Ratchet Raiders their trigger can be stopped with the Begging Brother as well. So basically, Khal Drogo is not going to be doing anything this game, at least not for a long time. So we get and that's all of Joel's gold gone. We've got a dupe on Astapor. We have Plaza of Pride. Well, there are not many good targets at the moment. I mean, you probably say the Dragon probably is not a bad target for it. And Unsullied. This is quite an interesting deck in some ways, because so far, from what we've seen, this is quite an old school look to the Targ deck, but with the sort of Astapor and Plaza of Pride. Because you don't normally see Unsullied anymore. Radishev's Raiders, and I mean, it's a very strong include right now with the amount of negative attachments, but you don't see them that often. Traditionally at the moment, these Targ decks are going for Flea Bottom with the Second Sons keep jumping out and having shenanigans with that. Two gold left though for Steven. I wonder if he's got you'd think he's got some sort of plan for that. Nothing over your saw in his hand, but obviously he's still got Fealty. Have seen Nightmares. Ooh, I wonder if we're going to see a Nightmares here onto the Begging Brother. So again, once again, we've got Military of 6. And each defender obviously is -1 because of the Unsullied. And obviously, by the looks of Joel has Andy, indeed we do have a Nightmares played on the Begging Brother. So can't, and oh, that goes unopposed. So the milk is taken, so we're going to have 2 military claim here. I assume the Defender of the Wall is going to be taken for claim, which he is.
Yeah? No? Maybe? Yeah? Definitely. Sure. I'm gonna trigger Plaza.
Plaza Pride is triggered to I imagine here to stand the Ratchet's Raider. And indeed it is. With and a military going in with the Ratchet's Raider. This is a pretty awesome play here. So the Ratchet's Raider is going in after being stood with the Plaza of Pride. He realizes he only needs to put the Ratchet Raider in because of Astapor. If he has a Jakaris in hand, this could be a massive swing turn. Even without the Jakaris in hand, getting both of those attachments off of Khal Drogo is pretty awesome. I was just saying how this is an old school deck, old school style, but man, the Ratchet Raider's done his work. And Joel's having to have a think about what to play out now. Now the frustrating thing here as well is Joel actually had a Craven in hand, but that no attachments on the Ratchet's Raider. I imagine that's probably why the Unsullied there, because there are also no attachments, which is just a really strong meta choice at the moment with all the negative attachments going around. Just having cards that are no attachments is brilliant, and obviously all the dragons are no attachments. So that's a really interesting meta choice there from Steven. I think he's nailed it. That is perfect. And yep, Joel's going to have to kill the begging brother. And that's one of the things I find with the begging brothers. They're really expensive to be useful. And sometimes your board state just can't quite afford them. You know, they're 5 gold really to be useful. I just think it's a bit too much. And we have a power challenge for 7 coming in with Doria and Carl. Now, obviously, this can be fully stopped Joel would have to put Cat in.
Cards is good, I hear.
Now, this is obviously Joel does have no power, but this is just to stop the card draw and the renowned. And we have an intrigue coming from the dragon, which I don't think there's any reason not to defend. With it's going to go unopposed. Interesting. And I think the wall was just taken for claim. I think Joel takes down, but I think Joel's in trouble here. Yeah, I think Joel's in trouble. This is so we have calling the banners into, I believe, counting coppers. So, yeah, Steven goes free. Joel collects his 5 gold. So, having had a marriage pact with Caldrego, which thematically is pretty horrendous, we have a Plaza Punishment put out. Obviously, at the moment, all of Joel's characters are quite high strength, so that's not that big a deal, but that could become an issue. And he's going to sit on 2 gold. Now, whenever you see a Targaryen player sitting on and having just drawn 5 cards, you immediately just assume they've got that Jakaris in hand. So Joel here should have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 gold. We have a Benjamin Stark played out. Two spent on a Sansa Stark, who is currently who's quite good included in this deck because there's so few Stark characters. She's pretty much always going to be strength 4. Obviously, again with Astapor and Plaza of with Astapor and Chikara, so she still can fall down pretty quickly.
Yeah, I don't think Plaza Punishment's doing much.
And they have a 2 for Mace to aim, and that's interesting because as Steven just said, don't think Plaza Punishment's going to do much. And now he's given him a target for it. And I guess Cat's probably going to go into the power challenge. So on to Steven for challenges. And just checking if there are any pre-challenge actions. Joe has only got, I think, 3 cards, so he's probably get a bit limited on options at this point.
Sure. I'm well known for making horrific mistakes. Don't Don't you worry. Military with the Unsullied.
So you've got military from the Unsullied.
This demon knelt one bit. Or not.
That Plaza, that Astapor is just doing so much work here. So Defender of the Ranging Party, going to be made strength 0. So it goes unopposed, and claim is going to be saved with Eamon. Yes, indeed it is.
Save Benjamin.
So probably going to see the second. If there's a second military, imagine Benjamin's probably taking this claim. So it's probably worth doing. So another military coming in with Calderogo, which Benjamin blocks. And Benjamin is taking his claim, so he's going to be shuffled back in the deck, and 2 power is going to be claimed.
I will do the hard thinking numbers.
So now we've got a power challenge. So it's currently 4-3 to Steven. So Joel, despite this bad start, is doing a good job of keeping himself in the game.
No, it's fine. It's something I should have done ages ago. Fine, intrigue.
So we have an intrigue.
It's noting for like future. I'm storing it in my where to have a go at it later. Intrigue with Dash Dragon. One of them draw.
So intrigue here from the dragon. Now this is probably to try and so it's going to be which is fully defended with Sansa. There is always the threat here. Obviously, with the Plaza Pride there to stand the dragon and Jakara. So anything that you defend with, and that threat is still alive, possibly on defense. At some point, Joel is going to have to do an aggressive challenge to probably try and win this game. At which point he's probably going to, the Jakaris is a threat. I imagine here Joel is just going to do a power challenge with Cat. Cat and Littlefinger actually. Oh no, Cat, yes, because obviously can't use Plaza Pride to stand. So that is opposed, and Joel gains a power. So it's now Joel's actually taking the lead. Although he's going to lose Dom. No, Curtis tied Dom, yeah. So Joel will have the lead going to the end of the, if everything stays as it is right now, which is quite surprising in a lot of ways. He's going to the intrigue with that's going to be unopposed. I thought for sure they would probably see a stand with the dragon and the Jakaris. So both fire and bloods have been taken out of hand. So Steven takes Dom. So it's 5-4 to Joel right now. He's doing a very good job of, holding this onslaught back. And it's one of those things, you've seen quite a few of these, obviously, false banner watch decks, because obviously so much of the core mechanics of the Night's Watch are not loyal. So obviously the Wall's not loyal, Eamon's not loyal, Benjen, the Ranging Parties, Half Hand. A lot of these core, the Ranging Party, a lot of these core cards aren't loyal, so it makes sense to import them elsewhere. So we've got Counting Coppers into I Can't See. I believe that might be March, going by the art on the side, but I'm not sure. Oh no, that was Valor. That was a Valor Magoris, really? He's wiping the board at this point. He must have a pretty stacked hand to feel comfortable doing that. Wow. So Steven got 5 gold. That's... God, I did not see that coming.
Yep.
Three for Drogon.
So Drogon's brought out for 3 gold.
Oh, yeah.
And then fire and then rest of the turn. I'll do fire first.
And Sajora for 2, so no gold, but Fealty is left, so Jakaris is a potential threat.
Text start up.
Joel gets his 3 gold.
Fire and stay 2 decks.
Okay.
2 credits from toolbox. Do you want that? So that's all the start turn triggers. Mandatory. That's all.
So the Ocean Road is knelt.
That's all ice Mandy.
And I'm going to put a Craven onto Sajora.
2 all drops control. 3 on Soul to remote. 2 credits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 13. Yeah, I'll do a double count again. 1 all drop.
And Dolores Ed just paid straight out. Not even using his ability.
I mean, it's not like you can kill range. Sure, we'll see what happens. Me? I can't. I'm gonna.
He must be. The I could think of is he's quite limited for cards in hand.
Right, you're passing. Yeah, I have. I'll use this to. I'm sure you.
So Fealty is knelt.
As we've just stated, my flame is 0, so it doesn't feel relevant. Throwing characters into the shrine.
So this depends how brave you're feeling as Joel here, because you could quite easily get an unopposed power challenge here. Gain 2 power. You know, you're going to be on a 7 to probably you lose Dom's 7-4 lead at that point. But if he has Jakaris, next time you get marched, your board's wiped. It just feels like a bit of a risk. Right now, though, Joel it's a tied dom, isn't it, actually? So right now it's tie, so it might be worth just passing, not taking that risk. I think the gambler and me probably would risk it. Kind of as a bit of a show me you have that Jakaris kind of move.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I mean, I'm ahead on the board, but your board's really annoying, so I might just power it. But, like, I've equally lost. I don't know if it was right. Yeah, Rattleshirts and Drogo were like.
Then I'm going to take 4.
So Steven, they're just saying that he.
But it felt relevant. Like,
You're talking about his Valor here, in case you can't hear the audio very well. So what he's basically said is, you know, he was ahead board state wise. And they've gone for Tidom. He was ahead board state wise, but Joel's board was really annoying. Obviously, Cat is a pretty critical card in stopping Targaryen tricks. You know, it's why I love playing. It's one of the reasons I went to start quite about the beginning of this cycles, because between Cat and Winterfell, you can stop so many shenanigans from Targaryen to really shut them down. So we have trading into looks like Time of Plenty.
Still, it's super to give you 3 side games and a chance to win the game.
They've drawn 3 cards, so yes, and I did see Time of Plenty in this deck earlier. So this is going to be all the gold in the world for Steven. So Slaver's Bay, so he's up to 12 gold. And he does have that Jakaris now, so I don't believe he had Jakaris before, but I've just seen Jakaris in hand. So now the Jakaris play is potentially on. And Joel is saying he just, as we assumed, he just put Dolores Head out because of March. And I think that is fair. Because especially as Steven can't do an entry challenge. And probably wouldn't have a no claim.
No stream, that's just a sick board for 35 minutes.
I know, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Looks like we've got Daenerys hitting the board. And indeed we do. And Daenerys, and with strong bows with a gold on him. So if you don't know with strong bows, he can discard a gold from him. He's bestowed 2, I want to say, and you can save save another Targaryen character. So he can't save himself, which is one of the reasons I'm not a massive fan of him. I do normally keep him in the deck, but if he can save himself, he'd be better. He normally ends up with 1 gold. It's also limit once per round, so you can't. If you have 2 gold on him, you can't save 2 characters on a Valar turn. Sorry, it also limits his use a little bit. But he's a good one in most Targ decks these days, especially if they don't like running bodyguard. So he's just a good option as a potential save. Now, potentially, although Joel's played a trading, I could see Joel playing his own Valar next turn, because Danny. Oh no. Don't be daft, Davey. Sorry, ignore me. Because obviously John Bowers will stop that. And that's probably actually why he's definitely put him out this turn, because I think that a potential Valor was on the cards. So we have Benjen played out.
Oh, gosh, John. I got you. I had it in my head the other way around when I said that.
Very easy mistake against mistake.
Because you're false man, right? Aren't you, really? Right, Benjen's back. Back again. Benjen's back. Might tell me. Boo. Boo, Forest. No.
And we have another marriage pact. I think milk probably would be better right now. Stop that additional -1. All these -1s are adding up. Oh, yeah, he's actually got milk in hand as well. Oh, potentially milk on strong boas. Milk on Danny Valar? Or milk on strong boas Valar? It does risk the potential of a confiscation, in case Joe doesn't think that is. In case Joe thinks that is in the plot deck. Also, sorry, I did miss. We have a haunted forest played out. Now, I think I have seen the wall in his hand.
On the defense.
So yeah, I think I have seen a
Let's do something crazy.
the wall in the hand. So we've got a military challenge coming from strong bows. And it's going to be a pain in the backside to defend with because of the potential of the Jacaerus, because of Astapor, and because of Danny. So this is so not good for Joel. He probably has to let it go unopposed and just kill Benjen. The risk of getting everything blown up, but then at some point someone's going to die. And Benjen's been nightmares. Oh. So after the unopposed, it's not unopposed. Sorry, after the no defenders because of who's he gonna kill? The one upside is this is the only challenge he has to defend against. So this is going to be the ranging party.
You're so bad.
Works for me.
And the ranging party has taken his claim.
Gotta be that. Your challenges. No challenges. That'd be my Donman. Something of a country.
So no challenge from Joel. I think the Jacaerus threat and the Astapor threat is just putting him off doing anything.
Let's do this.
We have marched into fortified positions, I believe.
You can go first. It was obviously going to be Dolores there, don't worry. I'm going to march Chora. he's doing nothing.
And Sajora is marched.
Especially while he's got a black text box, which affects you more than it affects me, I think.
And Joe actually, I think about marching Benjamin, because currently Benjamin has a blank table. He does nothing here.
I know, I remember what I said. I remember.
And I think Joe, that is not a good put the cards down there from Joe. I think he might be in a bit of trouble.
Danny's stuck in a marriage contract. For the record, for maybe future games, if I march the wall in the future, Danny, can you pick the same person for marriage and fire? That's what I thought.
Pick targets, then interrupt fires and
Yeah.
attack him. And then
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was considering it earlier. I'm like, I'm fairly certain that doesn't work the way I want it to work, so I'm not going to bother.
So I say it is interesting. Fortified position with in a deck that's clearly running Benjins are free of, by the looks of it.
May I just check your depth?
Whereas you could run for the watch here and ignore that first challenge, which currently would just be the only one military, so there's no way of getting a challenge through on the offense. It's interesting. Joe weighing up his options. Oh, we've got a ranging party played out for for 3 gold, sorry, with the Ocean Road. And there's 4 gold. And plays the wall out, so very small board state here. So it's going to be 7 gold for Steven and Fealty. Once he's knelt the Saver's Bay. It's always an interesting term on the text blocks about, oh, Crown of Gold. Oh, whoa. Okay, yeah. Benjamin is not dead because of the wall. But yeah, that is and no challenges from Joel, but I think he's in trouble now. So you just had military there for 3 plus the dead pile, but obviously the text box is a blank. So actually it's just military for 3. It's not unopposed because of the Haunted Forest. Is Joel going to take his claim? Going to take Benjamin. And Benjamin's actually going to be dead. Plaza Pride to stand Jogo. He's going to do a power challenge. Again, said 3 plus the dead pile, but that is not the case. I don't think it's going to make a difference here because it's the Jakaras and the Astapor that are going to do the damage. It's not the Jakaras. He didn't actually need Jakaras there because he could have used the Slaver's Bay. Not Slaver's Bay, sorry, the Plaza of Pride. Not Plaza of Pride. You know what I mean? Plaza of Punishment, there we go. And there we are. We're up to and we got we've got here to serve, and which misses because Eamon is dead.
Okay. Oh, you can see them.
Well, I'm doing these two.
Okay.
And Joel, yeah, and Joel has conceded because he is, yeah, I think he's in a bad state there. But he still, I think he kept in for a long time after the, I think the pressure put on by Steven. And good game there by Steven. And thank you guys for watching. As always, you can support this channel on Patreon if you would like to. See the details below. And I'll see you next time. It has been emotional.